All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Royal Gamer. I'm one of the commentators for this race. I'm joined here by a couple of runners here. We got Xeroxfiend and Rox. How are you guys doing?
Doing well.
Hello. Oh boy, my timer's still running. Oh, probably should fix that.
Oh, yeah. You might want to stop the timer.
In 8-1. Nice. All right.
All right. Yeah. So glad you guys are feeling good. I know there's always some race nerves in the beginning, but best of 3? Okay, that'll be cool. So what kind of strats are we going for? Are we doing 458 strats?
Yeah, I'm going for PB actually.
Yeah.
I'm playing it safe until I'm down 4-0. Then I'll go for sub 5 strats.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just be sticking with fire basically.
Oh, fire. Okay.
I'm probably gonna stick with small Mario until 8-2 mushroom.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Hopefully 8-1 doesn't go horribly.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully it doesn't. There's no RNG involved in that level. So
yeah, I've just been
it's all you
messing up my everything. So that's always fun.
Okay. Let's see. Is this your guys' favorite category to speedrun? What's your main run
of the game, or?
Which game? Which category?
Yeah. Well, I grinded this back like a year ago, but then since then I'm kind of mainly grinding Kirby Nightmare Dreamland for the Nintendo Game Boy Advance. Super fun run.
Nice.
That's mainly what I've been focusing on. Then I saw this tournament, I'm like, okay, let's do it. Now we're here.
I started running this game a little over a year ago now. Started with any percent. I really love it as a category, but I think Warpless has kind of surpassed it for me, just pure enjoyment and like the challenge of it. I don't know.
Yeah, I can definitely see Warpless is pretty good in that you don't have to worry about doing any specifically hard tricks for any particular level. You just try to stay solid throughout the entire game.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's see here. Let's see. Are you both you guys are playing on the original console, or are you playing it on emulator?
Emulator. Yeah.
You're on emulator. Okay.
I'm on console.
Get an NES.
I know Xerox on console. All right, cool. Do you for you on emulator, Rox, do you feel like there's input lag for you?
If there is, I've definitely gotten used to it.
Yeah, that's how I felt at first. Yeah.
Yeah, my only main concern is that my computer kind of sucks. So the emulator just randomly likes to not work for me, and inputs get eaten all the time. So
yeah,
big yikes.
If you can switch to console, then do it, because trust me, it'll feel a lot better.
Yeah, I prefer emulator than Wii VC. So.
All right. Yeah, definitely for sure. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna wish you guys good luck. You guys can leave the call, and we'll get started with this race pretty soon.
All right.
Thanks, Roy.
Thank you.
Good luck, Rox.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so with this game, since one of our racers is playing on emulator, is there any weird quirks with emulator, or is it more or less consistent with?
No, well, with emulator, the only difference is that it has slight input lag, but really the difficulty is exactly the same.
Gotcha.
Because if you can get used to the input lag, then it plays the same as console.
Yeah.
But for console, it feels like you see it, boom, the inputs happen, quicker, to me at least. On console.
I suppose the advantage on console would be then if you have to go for some kind of backup improv strat, it might be a little easier without any lag.
Yeah, because if there's lag, you get used to it if it's something you're already used to doing. But if there's something for backup, it might not be as easy. But yeah, I don't know. Overall, console, it just feels like it just gets to the screen faster and you can react to it better. All right, here we're counting down. The rest will begin. The race will begin soon. Let's go.
So this is a best of 9.
Best of 9. Okay.
I think it's a really interesting format. I like it a lot. With the game being this short.
Yeah, if we're being this short, a lot of things can happen really quickly. So definitely having a best of 9 will kind of make it clear as to who's, the best, over a period of time.
Right away.
Whereas on one single race, anyone could just, die once, and if the other person just doesn't die at all, then it's over.
For sure.
But
So we
this will
saw
make
Xerox go for Big Mario right away.
Yeah, definitely. It doesn't. It doesn't hurt to stay small Mario the whole way. You can be pretty consistent and get like a low 5-minute time. But if you're Fire Mario, you can consistently get a sub 5:10, pretty much every single time. And having that kind of consistency is pretty good for a race. It also just depends on who you're racing against.
Is that the kind of thing that if you're gonna go Big Mario, you're just gonna go straight to Fire Mario?
Oh yeah, if you're gonna get Big Mario, you're gonna grab Fire, unless you grab Big Mario like an 8-2. Then really it's just 2 levels left, and you're just using the Big Mario just as
just like an end game safety strat to hopefully
just a safety strat, yeah. But early on, if you're gonna get Fire early on, and that just makes the rest of the game a breeze, basically.
Right. Yeah. Certainly makes sense.
Because there's no way you're dying. You can breeze through levels like 8-1 without slowing down. Unless you're doing pipe jumps, which you probably will be a little difficult to do on a race setting, because you'd be pretty nervous to go for that.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of when people are doing like normal attempts, they love to go for all the swaggy.
Yeah, Rox is having issues with the stairs.
Tell you, how tight is it to jump off those stairs without kind of bumping into the wall?
It's pretty. I don't know. I never mess it up, but maybe that's just all the experience. But like, it doesn't take long to get used to jumping on stairs, and you have a lot of time to jump once you land. But my guess is Rox is probably pressing the jump button early, and so he's not jumping when he's trying to jump when he lands. All right, so you see Xerox there. He did a zip by having Big Mario stand up underneath the blocks, and that pushed him to the right. And by having him be pushed to the right, it causes the game to think he's taking the vine when he's actually taking the pipe. And so he gets to the warp zone without the whole vine animation. He can just start running right away. It saves, at least like 5 seconds overtaking the vine. And it's a very easy trick to do.
That can be a pretty crucial time save to get here.
Yeah, it's a huge time save. It definitely would be a first time save I'd tell anyone to go for if they're learning any percent. Just learn how to do the wrong warp. You don't even have to do 3 bumps. You can do like 5 bumps or so. Like, you have a lot of time to spare.
Right,
going for the wrong warp.
You can do more bumps and save maybe a little bit less time. It's still very much worth it to
but
go for.
It's still be way more than if you were to take the vine. Yeah, so as you can see, the power of having Fire Mario makes, running through A1 a complete joke. Whereas, as you can see, Rox is struggling, trying to keep up, because he's not going for any pipe jumps, nothing too difficult. But that's slowing him down. And Xerox already has a lead, and he has Fire Mario, so it's pretty clear that Xerox is gonna stay ahead for a long time in this race, as long as he doesn't fall into a pit or anything.
So what would you say is kind of the range of times that you could expect people to be getting in this tournament in a race setting in this game?
In a race setting, it depends who it is. If it's Cosmic, you'll probably see a 4:58. If it's someone like Xeroxfiend, you'll probably see somewhere in the 5:10 range. And for someone like Rox, maybe you'll see like 5:30 to 6 minutes. So there can be pretty wide ranges.
Going for the Big Mario and immediately losing it.
Yeah, that cannon was not very nice to him. That cannon's got a history of not liking people grabbing that mushroom. Yeah, see, another advantage of having Fire Mario and 8 Mario in 8-3. And Xerox already in 8-4, going for the wall jump, and he does get it. Nice. He does a setup at the beginning of the room to give him 2 frames to jump when he lands, when he hits the pipe, instead of just 1 like you normally would.
Now that pipe jump is that the same regardless of whether you are big or small Mario?
Yeah, it's exactly the same. You land on the same pixel. It's exactly the same, except Big Mario probably gets in the pipe faster because he can bounce off the ceiling sooner.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And boom, Xerox is already done 509, just like I expected, around the 5:10 range. So that's what we're seeing, and we're going to see about between 5:30 to 6 for Rox, depending on what happens here. He's having an issue. Yeah. So Xerox is already done. He's going to go to World 7 like we agreed he would go to, just to prove that these are not pre-recorded attempts. And there it is. Xerox is in World 7-1.
Right,
and now Rox is finishing up here. Alright. So the first hammer bro in this room, you just do a full jump that is not first frame jump, and you would hit the camera bro, but unfortunately he jumped extra late, so he bonked into the pipe. He managed to survive not hitting the bro, but he jumped into the Podoboo instead. And now he's gamed over and is back in the beginning of World 8. So I don't know if he's gonna forfeit this race or if we're gonna just keep going.
Yeah, I'm not sure how we'll handle that.
So I'd say if if we let him know that Xerox is already finished, then he'll probably, can just go ahead and forfeit, and we can start off with the next race. But I don't know how we can really inform him.
Yeah, it might be too focused on the game to.
Yeah.
So talk to me about second quest in this game.
Alright, second quest. So the levels are, the layout's the same, but the enemies are changed. So all the Goombas become beetles, and all beetles and Koopas run faster.
Oh, jeez.
And all of the castle levels, which you won't see that in any percent, but if you do a second quest warpless, the castle levels will be the full versions of what they are. In the beginning. Like in 1.4, it'll be just like 6-4, except the difference is that Bowser still doesn't throw hammers. He still does not throw hammers until World 6 in second quest. But there will be more Podoboos in levels like 1-4 and 2-4. 2-4 will be just like 5-4 in first quest. So second quest is remarkably harder. Well, kind of, yeah.
Alright, well, looks like we are just going to go ahead and get into the second race.
Alright, second race, here we go. Xerox already with 1 point leading Rocks. Alright, we are back. Alright.
Yeah, just some technical difficulties on the restreaming side, but we are back and we're going to restart that second race.
Alright, so yeah, we're redoing the second race because obviously you can see the entire intermission kind of covered it up. So
we'll get that underway as soon as we can here.
All right, so yeah.
Yeah, runner's just getting readied up again, and we will be underway here.
All right, cool.
Are ready.
Seems good. Hey guys, if you're all watching, can we get some Pog champs in the chat right now for this next race coming up? And please let us know who you are rooting for.
The crucial race too.
Yeah, crucial.
I imagine if we'll see any kind of crazy 5-0 comebacks in this tournament.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, 5-0. Ooh, wow.
I'd imagine the consistency for the better runners is probably too good to lose 5 in a row.
No, it has to be two really close runners.
Right.
I don't see that happening in particularly this race because the skill set between these two are kind of different. They have completely different PVs.
Right.
But someone like some West versus Cosmic, like we've seen, can definitely result in something like that.
Sure. All right, so we are underway with this second race, hopping out of World 1-1.
All right, again, Xerox. Both players doing the same strategy as before. Xerox getting Fire Mario, and Rox is continuing to stay Small Mario only.
Might also be interesting to see how many different strats we see in this tournament. How many matches we see that are small versus large Mario, or how many times we see two small Marios going at it.
Yeah, exactly.
And how much people change their strats from, from race to race. They might elect to, if they wind up with a 3-0, 4-0 lead, they might elect to go from a small Mario strat to play it a little safer to try to get the last win or two.
Yeah, that'll be me. I change it up. I change it up all the time.
I think it's smart. Just adapt to depending on the situation you're in. Definitely doesn't hurt to know how to get through the game both ways.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's great to play multiple categories of this game.
For sure. So I know in Warpless you play with large Mario, Fire Mario typically.
Oh, God dang it, Rocks.
Oh man.
Too much swag cost him a life. Yeah, you were saying about Warpless. Yeah, we do play as large Mario for hopefully the majority of the game. Ideally.
So maybe someone who plays
unless you're playing as small Fire Mario, in which case you'd be small but you have firepower.
Oh jeez. So yeah, someone with that kind of Warpless experience might just naturally be a little better at Big Mario for any percent for these race strats as well.
Yeah, for sure. There's not well, really, it just comes in handy for World 8 because World 4 is already easy. The only thing difficult for any percent with Big Mario is 4-2. You just got to get used to getting the pixels that way, but it's not that hard.
Yeah, Xerox looking like he's pretty adept at that. So
yeah,
far.
he's done a good amount of times, especially since he's done some one warp attempts, where it does that same thing if you're going the route that he's taken, except that you don't warp from World 1 to World 4.
Right.
Come on, Rocks, get in the pipe.
Can be particularly punishing to just lose all your momentum because it kind of takes a little while to get geared back up in this game to full speed.
Rocks was going for the backup 1-up in 8-1, but ended up dying, so now he has 3 lives, so it ended up working out, I guess.
Brutal 2-life swing there. I wonder if he'll go for it again. Try to make
I don't think it comes back the second time.
Oh, okay.
The 1-ups are only there the first time you get there, and only after a warp.
That's an interesting quirk.
Yeah. And if you ever watch the all 1-up mushrooms warpless run, you'll see that it also appears if you grab all of the coins in the -3 levels before the -1 level afterwards. If for some reason it makes the 1-up appear.
Just some truly strange stuff that goes on in these older games.
Yeah, so we don't know if they intended that to happen, but it happened.
So yeah, it looks like Xerox gonna take another pretty healthy lead into 8-4 if he clears out this level, and he does. So another thing, the runners don't really know what their opponent is doing, so they kind of just have to, like, Xerox can't come into 8-4 and play it super safe, because for all he knows, Rox is right on his tail.
Yeah, this is different from other races, because like I was able to look up other people's streams and try to base my straps off of where I'm at, but we can't do that here.
Yeah, you just kind of have to try to play optimally the whole time and hope it works out.
Again, Rock's going for swag, but ends up killing him. You can only run under those Koopas on the first life that you get there, and if you didn't slow down at the beginning of the level. It doesn't work if you don't meet both of those criteria. Yeah, you don't have a few bullets there.
Those bullet bills. And once again losing his Big Mario shortly after collecting it.
Yeah, he's not. Oh my goodness, that was pretty cool. Oh, BBG, let's go! Come on, get it. Oh, it's too late. He jumped too late. He probably doesn't know that he jumped late, but yeah, I can tell he jumped like 5 frames late to get BBG.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see if anyone tries to go for any crazy strats in this tournament just for the swag.
Okay, people are finally putting the podcams in the chat now that I mentioned earlier. I'm glad that they're actually doing it. I appreciate it.
Twitch chat loves the PogChamp. It doesn't take much to get them to PogChamp.
Yeah.
Nice little bop on the hammer, bro. Pass safely. Rock's on his way to 8-4. Although Xerox is taking a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, looking very good for him right now. Rox he's gonna have to figure out something soon if he's gonna try to win any of these races.
Yeah, I think
so right now the strats I'm seeing going for versus what Xerox is doing is not going to be a match, so he has to change something up.
Kind of the theme I'm seeing is he's taking a lot of unnecessary deaths while maybe going for backups. So maybe he should switch his approach to do a few less safety strats and kind of just gun for it. So Xerox taking a 2-0 lead. He will need 5 wins to move on to the next round here.
Yep. Oh, man. All right, so I think both players are getting ready for the third race. All right, guys, for this race, put whatever is your favorite emote from your favorite streamer in the chat right now. Let's see all of them. All right, the countdown begins in 3, 2, 1, go! Exclamation point. All right, and we're off. Again, Xerox doing the same strat that's been working for him so far, going for Mushroom in 1-1 and Fire in 1-2.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, exactly. It's working out well for him so far. Keeps it nice and consistent.
Rock's having a pretty clean 1-1 as Small Mario.
Oh, yeah. Wait. I don't know why Xerox is asking about... We said World 1, right?
Yeah, World.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I have very, very loud typing.
Right, and another death for Rocks in 1-2. The deaths are really hurting him.
Yeah. Yeah, Rox is definitely taking it riskier in 1-2.
Just trying to move a little too fast a lot of times, I think.
Yeah, a little too fast. Probably some strats he's not used to doing. Yeah. I mean, he's doing what he should be doing, but at the same time, it's not something he's used to doing.
When you're down a couple games, taking a few more risks might not hurt.
Yeah.
Try to squeak out a game that you otherwise wouldn't win with some safer strats, but it's a fine balance. Tough to manage.
Okay, Rox 4-1, Xerox going into 4-2. Again, we'll see Xerox do the zip strat right here to move Mario to the right. You need at least 20 pixels of movement to the right to make the wrong warp work, and you get way more than enough doing it that method.
Take it a little slow on the pipe entry there just to make sure.
Yeah, the last thing you want is to try to rush it in a race, because if you go in too early before Mario comes to a complete stop, the screen will scroll to the right, and then the wrong warp won't work. And the only way to go into the warp zone ever again is to game over on purpose and start over back in 4-1.
Yeah, so that'd be a pretty brutal time loss. It's not like you can just complete the level normally, because you need that warp.
Yeah.
Unless you want to play the whole game. Certainly not advised.
Yeah, probably not a good idea for any percent, no. Again, Xerox just destroying World 8 with the power of fire.
So Rock's about a full level behind here.
Oh, Rox is going for some pipe jumps here. Oh, yeah, he's getting them. Alright, that's good.
Okay, at the very least, he's determined to look cool. I respect it.
Oh, yes. Cool and fast. Oh, and he jumps just short of the third pipe jump.
I always love when the enemies just get hit out of the air, and I wonder oftentimes if it's always intentional.
Oh, yeah. At the end of 8-2, it's 100% intentional. Like, you have to react to that Paracuba, whether or not to go underneath or you bop it, or sometimes the Koopa will kill itself. In this case, he had to bop it in order to not get hit. And as well as not slow down. Oh, 6 fireworks.
I feel like a lot of World 8 is just a minefield of enemies.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Xerox gonna once again take his lead into 8-4, and
Yeah, very solid lead once again. Alright, again, going for another wall jump, and oh, he didn't get it this time, but he did hit the pixel, but didn't press jump on the 2 frames that he had to jump. It's alright, it happens every once in a while. Takes a very safe turnaround to make sure he doesn't fail the wrong warp. So you might notice that Big Mario is kind of swimming underneath enemies while it looks like the fire bars are hitting him, but actually what's going on, for those of you who don't know, if you crouch with Big Mario underwater, he actually sustains the small hitbox as Small Mario, but the game does not have an animation for a crouching, swimming Mario, so it just looks like Mario's normal swim when it's actually just crouching. So the top of him is completely hitboxless while the bottom is still the same, just like Small Mario.
alright, so Xerox taking his 3rd game in a row with what was his time in the second match, do you remember?
They were both 5:09. This time it's 5:13.
Okay, so a little
very
slower,
consistent.
Yeah, it's still
for him.
good consistency.
Yep. Alright, so we are at 3-0 for Xerox. Alright, so this time for this race, I want you guys to put your least favorite emote on Twitch at all. So I'm excited to see what that would be.
This can get contentious. I know a lot of people unironically like some of the
Yeah.
lower pixel global emotes.
Yeah. Alright, countdown in 3, 2, 1. Go! Or go.
Right, so game 4, I expect to see more of the same.
Yep, exact same strats. Xerox's plan has been working out perfectly for him so far, so no reason to change it up. Still going for Fire Mario, and Rock's still going with Small Mario. Hopefully he's gonna nail some more of the strats he's going for. Playing a little safe to try not to stare boss by pressing left there up the stairs. So as you can see, Rox is Rox has a very slight lead here because he didn't get slowed down for power-ups. So as long as he doesn't make any mistakes, he can maintain this lead. But it's really hard to maintain a lead because all Xerox has to do is just shoot fire at enemies. So it's really unlikely for Xerox to make any mistakes going forward, and it's very likely that Rox will make some.
Just seemingly infinite more places that Rox.
Yeah, there's just way more spots for him to lose small increments of time, where Xerox is probably not going to lose any time anywhere except for maybe like doing the wrong warp in 4-2 a bit slow. But other than that, he's not really going to lose any time anywhere. So basically, as soon as Xerox gets a lead, he's going to keep that lead all the way to the end. At least that's what I would expect.
Yeah, so I think this is the first race that Rox is maintaining his lead this far in. So good to see here. Just gonna give a quick shout out to Schultzor, the ever generous chat member, gifting some
thank
subs.
you for gifting that sub to Timpani. Really appreciate it, my dude. All right, Rox doing a pretty good job of staying ahead so far. 8-1's going to be a pretty dangerous minefield of possible time loss. We'll see how he handles it. All right, got the first pipe jump. That's 2. Wow, he's doing really good this time. Oh no! He died to hitting the Koopa on the wrong side. It's really annoying if that ever happens. If you ever want to avoid that happening, just do a full jump from the tree after the second pipe jump, and you shouldn't ever land on that Koopa the wrong way. I had to learn that lesson the hard way once.
Now, is that something that you personally use a lot, is like visual cues with the background of when to jump?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Background, visual cues, audio cues, that's pretty much what I go off of for pretty much any strat I do. I'm either looking at the background or I'm looking at the next place I plan to jump to, basically. So yeah, visual cues are really important in the speed game.
As they are in most.
And if I'm not using a visual cue, I'm just going off muscle memory of what's going on, like, you know, just some small jumps here and there. Don't really require visual cues, you just kind of just react to what you're doing.
Right, because not every jump is necessary to do in some...
No,
like,
only for like difficult tricks like pipe jumps do I use visual cues for, to make sure I'm, in general, jumping from the same place every single time, so that the muscle memory will be about the same.
Especially in the earlier levels, you tend to see a lot of variation in just like how people jump through them.
Yeah, so the more that you can make the way you play exactly the same, the easier it gets, because there's a lot less variation. You just memorize how to do one specific thing the exact same way, and the outcome should be the same.
So Xerox, I think, lost his firepower for the first time.
Yeah, he finally lost firepower. Now he's, got the big mushroom for safety.
Should allow him to squeak through 8-4 again relatively unscathed.
For sure. Like, he's going to maintain mushroom all the way. Hopefully he won't lose it in the water section, because there's a possibility there, but I expect that he'll keep it all the way to Bowser and then just try to jump through his hammers.
Certainly makes that ending much less stressful.
And Rox not getting through 8-1. Xerox, of course, getting the wall jump again.
3 for 4 on the wall jumps, very nice.
Oh, he got fished on the turnaround room. That's unfortunate. So now he doesn't have Big Mario, so he's just gonna have to slow down on Bowser. That's pretty much all that happens. But the other thing he has to worry about is the possibility of a Lodabu, because now he won't be protected against that. So that's really the only thing that could stop him here is a Lodabu. But that's not what he gets. Now he just waits on Bowser to grab the X. And done. The 5-18. GG to Xerox. That's 4-0 for Xeroxfiend.
So it looks like Xerox is, incrementally getting through the game a little slower. So
yeah, he's losing steam a little bit.
I think Rox just needs a Just needs a clean run, and I think he can take a game or two here.
All right, so if Xerox wins this one, then that's it. It's 5-0. It's over.
Yes, potentially the last match.
Okay. So game point right here.
So I don't know if the best strategy for Rox would just be to play even more risky, or to kind of reel it in. And
I mean, if I were Rox, I would learn how to play as Fire Mario and just play with that.
Yeah, it definitely seems like,
because doing the small Mario stuff is not working out for him. It's too tight. There's too much high chance of losing time. Just stick with Fire Mario and get really consistent.
right.
At least for races.
Now, would you say that's the case even for later rounds of this tournament, where Fire Mario is still a pretty good idea? Or,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, whatever strat you have gives you a consistent time. That's what you should be doing. If Fire Mario, if 510's your goal, do Fire Mario. If you want to get 505 or better, then you're gonna have to go with small Mario, but do some safe strats that you can pretty much do every single time. And really, the only thing that'll stop you from getting a 505 or better would be like the Hammer Bros in 8-3. But that's pretty much it. The only time loss you'll ever really suffer is that. Because you could die. It's really the only place you could die on, and maybe the Koopa at the end of 8-2 as well. That's pretty much it. And the cheaps in 8-4. Just some minor RNG things, but they do add up. And Lotaboo as well is also possible, but you can play that safe as well.
how likely of a thing is that to happen?
Lotaboo is very rare. It's like I don't see it very often, but it has happened to me like once or twice. But luckily, the better you are at this game, the least often you find Lotaboo, because you get to 8-4 on frame rules that basically either has no Lotaboos possible when you get to Bowser, or is very low chance of it happening. But yeah, overall Lotaboo it doesn't happen that often, so it's a real surprise when it does.
So otherwise, movement out of that pipe, getting up until Bowser is, pretty much predictable every single time.
Yeah, it's gonna be exactly the same, and if you get Lotabooed, it happens, but it shouldn't really ever happen that often. You shouldn't ever expect it. But I mean, if it's a race and it's probably close, then you can play it safe and just wait on it before you advance to go to Bowser.
Alright, so Rox again, taking a lead.
Alright, so
like last race.
yeah, Rox is maintaining a lead. He's actually gonna stay ahead going into World 8. That's pretty solid. Now 8-1's been the bane of his existence so far. Hopefully gets it this time. Alright, we didn't come up with an emote to do for this race, so I want everyone to say what their favorite or their least favorite meme on the internet is. Let us know.
Once again, 8-1 is gonna hand a death to Rox.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
But he's still within striking distance here. Xerox hasn't been making many major mistakes, but you never know.
Yeah, no mistakes. He only lost a power once, so it's pretty consistent.
Yeah, he seems pretty comfortable.
Oh man, Rox is having a really difficult time just jumping onto for that third pipe jump. He just can't seem to nail it. Like if I could, coach Rox, I'd say don't go for any pipe jumps. Like literally, just don't do any pipe jumps, and you'll easily get a 505 or better.
Yeah, I think that has been the majority of his stats.
I mean, really going for pipe jumps, you're only saving a second or two over, not doing them. So it's really not worth it risking the death, in a race setting. So if anyone wants to do race, just don't do pipe jumps. Like, that's literally the only thing you just need to avoid, and you'll be fine. You can get a pretty decent time for a race with that.
It's now maybe a little frustration setting in, taking a death again early in 8-1 after a game over. This is Xerox's match to lose now. Play it pretty safe here and take the clean 5-0 sweep.
Yeah, Xerox going in 8-4 with firepower. Looks like, easy sweep for Xeroxfiend right here.
He has his Fire Mario this time, so shouldn't be too much trouble.
Yeah,
And
again, getting the wall jump. So 4 for 5, 80% consistency. That's exactly what I would expect to see from a seasoned runner. Like, Rox just got a wall jump on that small pillar in A1. Just a random wall jump pixel. Man, it's like.
Ooh, Xerox does
okay,
lose his
Xerox
Fire
did lose
Mario.
fire, but so we'll see how safe he plays it here. So no Lodabu, that's good. And now we just wait on Bowser for the GG. GG to Xeroxfiend with a 5-12, 5-0 victory over Rox in this 80% tournament match.
Yeah, it's very nicely played by him. Some really good consistency showing with those Fire Mario strats.
Yeah, is this the first match in the tourney, or is it? I think this was, right?
I believe it is. Yeah, this is the
okay.
opening match of the tournament.
All right, cool.
So, really strong showing for Xerox to kick things off. And he will move on. Face an undetermined opponent.
Alright, so I don't have the schedule up right now, so I have no idea who he could possibly go up against next.
It will be the winner of Jeremy MKW and Smash Mouth Egg.
Okay. Cool.
Which don't know if that's scheduled yet, but yeah, that will. And then the winner of that match gets to probably go against Cosmic, so that'll be fun.
Nice. Xeroxfiend, congrats on your 5-0 sweep of this race.
What's up?
What's up? Hello, Rox.
Hi, that was not happy about anything that happened at all.
Well, we were saying a lot of your deaths seem to come from attempting pipe jumps.
Yeah, I mean, usually what happened was I kept getting the hard ones and missing the easy ones. Like I was getting 8-1 and 8-4 until like the 2 and 8-1, which I usually don't go for if I'm like doing consistent strats. I just knew I was way down, so I just kind of went for them. And I was like, I got them until last game, of course, where I was just like knew I had no chance after the.
So, were you thinking as you fell down, further and further behind in games, were you looking at potentially playing more risky or less risky?
Yeah. I was going more and more risky as the games went. Like, first game I played it super safe, and then that didn't turn out well. I'm really mad that I died to that Podoboo at the end. It wouldn't have like done anything well, but that was just kind of a motivational killer after that game 1.
Sure.
Yeah, I got you.
I
don't know. I would just say as a word of advice for future races, just find a consistent safe strat. Like Xeroxfiend has found. He's found, get Mario can consistently get you around 5-10. If you can be consistent at doing small Mario only, just don't do any pipe jumps. Don't even try to do that Koopa Goomba jump at the beginning of 1-2. You can pretty much easily get a 5-0 better as long as you don't die to Hammer Bro RNG.
Yeah, I did a bunch of practice run with consistent strats like before this, just like offline. I've been getting consistent like 525s, 520s. So I don't know what happened. I've been missing the easy ones. Like usually 1-2 pipe jump, that's never a problem for me. In the entirety of 1-2 is really never a problem for me. Today it was just
Yeah, usually in runs that's the easiest
Horrible.
thing, but as soon as the
Yeah.
race counter starts, it's just like you can't play the game anymore.
It's a whole different
Yeah,
atmosphere.
nothing
Even
ever
in a
works in
race are,
practice.
Practice to
very
runs
scary
for
thing to
me
do.
is different, but even runs to races is very different.
Yeah.
as well.
I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of I was missing, which I never miss, is 8-1 pipe jump, the last one with the setup. Or not
Yeah,
the setup,
yeah.
the visual cue. I
Yeah.
was missing that every single time. I was like, what is happening? And then stairs. Oh my god, stairs.
Yeah, those stairs were punishing you.
I completely forgot how to do stairs.
Yeah, what I've found is that you can be really, really, really consistent in practice right before a race. And like Roy said, once it actually starts,
Hmm.
it's a totally different game.
Yeah. It was a little rough.
But GG, man.
Yep. Yep. GG. Thanks for commentating, Roy and
Yeah,
Curtis.
no problem, man. Enjoyed
Yeah, thanks,
commentating
guys.
your races. It was a good time. Definitely will look forward to seeing more races with you guys later on.
Good luck to you in your next round, Xerox.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, hope you make it far. I want to be able to say I was second place because I lost to the winner of the tournament.
All right. Well, you guys got anything else to say before we go off?
I think I'm good. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Thanks for coming. Thanks for hosting the tournament, GSA. And yeah, see ya.
All right. See you guys later.